But welcome to the second episode of How to Scale Your Brand Fast, where I basically expose the backup system of the top 1% of brands after taking off all of the complicated parts of email marketing so you can just copy, paste it for yourself and see results as fast as possible in less than 60 days. And today on the menu, we have the famous brand, Dr. Martens.
Adrian was my first friend in London.
In fact, he's my best friend now.
He's my best friend. We've traveled the world together, I would say. I've been to Asia with him, I've been to most of Europe with him, Tokyo, Paris twice this year. Adrian chooses all my outfits.
In this episode, it's going to be a transformation simply because despite the fact that they have a net worth of $1.2 billion, their email marketing system is pretty weak. Based on what I've seen, they're probably generating less than 5% with their backup system. So in this video, I'll turn this little 5% into something high converting. So I'll do a transformation that will give you and them a minimum of 20% every single year and month. So in their case, it's going to be $240 million. The easy fix number one is simply to have a sign-up form, which they have. As you can see, the offer is 15% off. And right after signing up, this is what they receive. But the problem is their sign up form needs a confirmation, as you can see. So let's toss this to the side. They need to confirm once again the fact that they want to have that discount. And a lot of people are just going to leave. A lot of people are not going to go through that process. To them, it's time consuming. And people nowadays just have a short attention span. They are losing millions of dollars here. So guys, please do not make this mistake. The sign up form is the most important component when it comes to your backup system. So go on Klaviyo and type opt, press on default opt, and make sure that it's single opt-in. So profiles do not need to confirm their subscriptions. They immediately receive their discounts and they're ready to shop. Make sure that you have one. You do not leave it at the bottom of your website. 95% of you guys do this mistake, and please stop, guys. Like, this hurts your conversion like crazy. And also the sign up form is the most important component when it comes to Dr. Martens. After 4 to 5 seconds, this is what appears in front of us. They did a great job. The only thing I would personally do is get rid of that X here or make it invisible. So instead of putting it black, I would make it the same as the background, so something yellowish. And also the text, I'll try to make it as big and more clear. And also I'll make sure that there's no incongruency between this text and this text. As you can see, guys, sign up and get 15% off. But when we read this, we actually read sign up and be the first to learn about new products and get 10% off your first order. It's a pretty huge mistake for a $1.2 billion brand. Confusion will never fail to hurt your sales. One thing that I like is the no thanks here, because in a scenario where that X wouldn't be there, it would force people to read the whole thing before leaving. Because I know that the people, the moment that they receive this pop-up form, it's a reflex to them to just press on that X button without even reading what's in front of their faces. But this is not too bad overall. Instead of signing up, I would have unlock now. Right after this is what they receive. So thanks for signing up. Instead of having this section, they could have ask for their phone number to eventually do SMS marketing. But once again, when it comes to the sign up form, the fix number one is the most important component. It appears after a good 4 to 5 seconds. The bigger your list, the bigger your revenue, and the less you depend on ads. This is what literally frees you from Mark Zuckerberg. And also it should convert around a good 5 to 10% of total traffic. So always A/B test it until you reach those numbers. If your brand's AOV, average order value, is under $100, use a percentage of when it comes to the offer, when it comes to the discount. Because think about it, if your brand's AOV is $50, for example, it would sound extremely cheap to say, here's your $5 off instead of here's your 10% off, even though it's the same thing. Now, the second easy fix to scale as fast as possible is obviously to have a solid welcome flow to secure a good 5 to 7% of revenue every single month. Automated revenue, by the way. But when it comes to Dr. Martens, they only have 3. Now, the big question is, how can you connect? How can you build a relationship with a new customer? How can you build trust if you only have 3 emails in your welcome flow? And this is the first impression that you're leaving to the new customer, by the way. So it's extremely important. And also keep in mind, we're speaking about Dr. Martens. Their name is doing 95% of the heavy lifting when it comes to their marketing. So a weak welcome flow is something they can afford, but not you. You have strong competitors. You have people like things are very harsh over there. So guys, your welcome flow has to be stunning. You have to build a strong relationship with them. So always aim for something around 5 to 7 emails when it comes to your welcome flow to make sure it converts. So this is what I've made for them instead when it comes to the welcome flow. Email 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now the welcome flow is an easy fix simply because you do it once and you're good to go forever. It's going to feed you every single day because it's on autopilot. So yes, you set it up once, but make sure you're doing it well. Now, email number 1, yes, we spoke about it, but let's get a little deeper, is the email that's going to get the most amount of traffic. So this is how people are looking at your store, ready to grab the discount that you offer them and purchase their first item. When it comes to Dr. Martens, this is pretty much how it looks like. Now let's take a deeper look at it. So there we go. There we go. This is basically pretty much their first email, decent design. It could be better in my opinion, but the goal here is simply to welcome them. So guys, give them a brief welcome, give them the code so they can immediately shop, show your best sellers just like they did. I like the personal touch they decided to add over here, but right before it, personally, I would find a way to include social proof. So some kind of testimonial, something that shows that people are interested in their product and that there's a lot of traction towards it, because it's only human to follow the crowd. So guys, take advantage of it. Same thing with the urgency. I would find a way to tell them that this code is only going to last 7 days, 10 days. It will encourage people to act now and boost your conversions on the first email. The footer, when it comes to the footer, this is not interesting enough. Contact us, privacy policy, it's not interesting enough. Something they could have done is, instead of men and women, they should probably put an FAQ here and our story. For some reason, in a lot of emails, I've noticed that a lot of people sometimes click more on the footer than the actual discount or the thing that we are pushing them towards. So find something interesting to bring them back into your website. Privacy policy and contact us is not enough. And when it comes to the email number 1, as you know, is the one that's going to get the most amount of traffic. So you could expect a 60% plus open rate, 15% click rate, and 7 to 8% placed order. After the welcome email, the first one, 24 hours later, a day later, I want you guys to send the second email, and I want it to be something that speak about your story, something about your mission, or just a message from the founder. You'll soon realize that the goal of the welcome flow is to balance nurturing and also sales. So yes, you want them to buy your product, but at the same time, you do not want them to feel sold. So nurture them, speak about things that is outside of the box. It will help you build an honest relationship with them and eventually build trust. And as you know, more trust equals more sales. Now, as you can see on the second email, they basically did the opposite of that. It's very salesy in my opinion and extremely boring. It feels as if I'm building a connection with a wall. Look at this, guys. Thanks for joining Dr. Martens, whatever. And on the first email, it's basically the same thing. Thanks for joining. Like, we get it, we just joined. Something about your story would be more interesting, something about how you guys created it, and maybe the challenges that you guys overcame to eventually become that $1.2 billion brand would have been way more interesting. So I suggest you guys to copy this honey brand. They did a great job. Now let's take a quick look. There you go. By the way, guys, if you want to scale as fast as possible and you need a right-hand man that can take you from point A to point B in less than 60 days, book a quick call with me in the description. And yes, it's guaranteed or you do not pay. So let's strategize something for your brand and actually break down something that will guarantee your success. But as you can see, this email is the perfect description of what I just spoke about. At the top of it, use code WELCOME15 for 15% off. And also they decided to create urgency by mentioning that it expires in 9 days. Hashtag save the bees to remind the customer that their product is bigger than just a product. They're basically part of a mission. They're part of a movement. When it comes to the CTA, they had the genius idea to remind them of the 15% off that they offered in the first email. The only thing is that they should put it as high as possible. I would personally find a way to put it right over there and make it as big as possible, so it's basically impossible to miss it. After this, just put your bestsellers. You can add some kind of testimonials if you feel like it, but overall you're good to go. Speak about your mission. Only thing missing is a nice footer, but overall it's pretty good. When it comes to email number 2 all the way to 7, expect a 40% open rate, 3 to 5% click rate, and a 0.5 place order. Now email number 3, guys, is also going to be a day later. Their subject line is our greatest hit. And when it comes to email number 3, the goal is just to show your bestsellers and go all in when it comes to social proof. Let's take a look at what they did. There you go. There you go. As I mentioned, email number 3 is supposed to be a hit, but the crowd favorites is pretty boring. They could have done something that stands out a lot more. The testimonials, once again, they might speak about something interesting. The message might be interesting, but the design makes it look boring. There's a lack of personality that they should really work on. And I know for certain their crowd is craving. So instead of just something boring like that, this is what I'm suggesting. Since their crowd is full of people, their target audience is full of people who love social media, including Instagram to the equation would actually be genius. I don't know if someone from the marketing team is watching this video, but guys, do this. It will completely crush. It's going to basically boost your conversions like crazy, so more sales. And yes, as you can see, we see testimonials, people who give their opinion on the shoes. A very iconic sleigh, for example. Nice picture here. Soft but always wild AF. There you go. So if you guys could find a way to include this to the equation, it would stand out. Guys, do not make the same mistake as them. Make sure that we can feel your identity through the design and also the copywriting. You do it once, by the way. Once again, you do it once and you're good to go. It's the welcome email. It's the first impression that you're leaving. So email number 3, make sure it's a hit. Show your best sellers, the ones that most people are more likely to buy. Now, one day later, we're going to strike with the email number 4, and email number 4 is basically anything creative, anything educational. Go all in, be extremely creative. You can do Q&A to tackle their objections. You can go with myth versus facts. You can show a how to use. So let's say that you have a coffee machine, basically show them how to use your coffee machine. And also styling. You can grab my free ebook in the description to have more ideas. But in the case of email number 4 for Dr. Martens, I had a styling idea. So I used one of their competitors' emails, which is Vans. And basically what I would do is grab the first part of it, have the same title, which is Style Your Summer. Let's show you guys how I would do it. It's going to be basically something that looks like this. Let's bring this all the way to the front. Just like that. And right after this, I will show them a couple of bestsellers, but not only that, I will show them certain outfits that they can use right now to give them an idea of how to use their product. This is one example. So I would put this, for example, right there, and maybe put some kind of testimonials at the bottom, like, wow, I love this style, or whatever, something that I found on Instagram. These are sandals. So 1, 2, this is a style for summertime. And basically what I would do is, for example, now we are at the fall and soon is going to be the winter. I would only change the title and come with outfits that match the season. So here, instead of style your summer, I would have style your fall, style your winter, style your spring, and yes, come with different outfits. If you have a clothing brand, this is the perfect blueprint. And if you're looking for a right-hand man to scale your brand fast, you know who to call. Link in the description. Let's book a quick call. Now, 2 days later, email number 5, I suggest you guys to go for a us versus them, or to go for a heavy social proof. This is an example of a us versus them. This brand called Recess, they show what the average margarita, their competitors, how it typically looks like, and they highlight what makes them so different and so much better compared to them. So the Recess margarita, there you go, there you go, there you go. An average margarita, there you go, there you go, there you go. You guys can do basically the same thing. And when it comes to Dr. Martens, this is what I had in mind. So this shoe, if I remember well, is called the Mono, something around that. But you can compare this to the average leather shoe brand. So you can basically expose how great you are compared to them. This is another example from our favorite Honey brand. There you go. Shop 15% off. A difference you can taste. Now they're highlighting why they're so different compared to their competitors, the other honey brands, best sellers. And there you go, guys. Please do not forget to remind them of the 15% off at the top of your emails, and that it expires soon, to create some kind of urgency and force them once again to make a decision now. Now, 2 days later, email number 6, it's very simple. You want to go all in with urgency, and typically the 6th one is the last day of the discount, and you want to tell them that they have 24 hours to make some kind of decision. This email really converts like crazy, and this is one thing that their competitors understood a while ago. This is the email that they are sending. You guys can basically copy it. The only thing missing is, once again, the footer. But essentially, that's pretty much it. I want you guys to double down on the fear of missing out. For example, the subject line could be you have 24 hours left before it leaves, or just something that's going to trigger that emotion out of them. But email number 6 is as simple as that. It converts like crazy, but if someone still decides not to make a purchase, 2 days later, email number 7, which is a note from the founder. I want you guys to grab this full presentation to have access to it and read what I've put there, because this email is very special and drives some crazy results. But you guys get the point when it comes to the welcome. So a little bit of nurturing and a little bit of sales. This is how you build trust, and this is how you get the most out of it. Now, the third easy fix is where they completely messed up. It's the email campaigns. As you can see, the goal is to stay on top of your customer's mind and also increase their LTV, so to make them buy again and again. This is something that you send manually to your list, so 3 times a week, and they do none of that. Dr. Martens simply do not send emails to their email list. In the description, I have an ebook with more than 70 email campaign ideas. It comes with a calendar, so you know exactly what to post at what time. But yes, we're speaking about a good 15% that they're leaving on the table. It's a lot, guys. 15% of 1.2 billion, it's a lot. So to fix this, they could simply speak about their new product launch. This is what their competitors, Vans, is doing. Or they could also do their shoes of the week. Take a look. So they basically highlight the best shoes of the week, something they could style. Something fun and solution based is something they could do. For example, here they show how bad weather cannot affect you. So they're, for example, even in the rain, they have some type of shoes that could match that weather and temperature. So see the waterproof collection. Sending 3 emails a week is more than achievable, and by doing it, you add an extra 15% of extra revenue every single month. It's a lot, guys, so take advantage of it. Every single email must be a dopamine hit, so make it beautiful, trendy, valuable, and just like the welcome flow always makes nurturing and sales. The last thing, which finally they did a decent job, is to have a cart and checkout abandon automation that can secure them a good 4 to 8% of revenue every single month. This automation is triggered when someone takes something, put it in their cart or checkout, and literally forget to purchase it. So subject line, did you forget about your ex? In this case, it's going to be Mono Smooth, the product here, and then a beautiful footer to send you back into their website. So new, women, men, sales. Before the footer, I would personally add a tiny testimonial section here just to boost conversions with social proof. Beautiful, straight to the point. Do not overcomplicate it, guys. This is all they need. They just need to be reminded that they left this behind. Email number 2, they changed the subject line to "Your order is waiting." And yes, it's basically the same thing. I don't see anything wrong with it. Maybe they could change the design, but essentially the goal here, once again, is just to remind them. That's it. Some of them probably didn't open this email, so a second one might be enough. And 2 days later, they decided to create urgency or a fear of missing out by mentioning last chance to claim your cart on email number 3. They slightly changed the email designs, which is great, but yes, pretty simple, straight to the point. That's good enough. It takes 2 seconds to create one, guys, so please do it. I made a video on how to create one, cart and checkout. And now to scale your brand as fast as possible in less than 60 days, that's all you have to do. That's it. These 4 fixes is the only thing that you need to see your revenue jump by 20 to 25% every single month. They can afford to have no email campaigns, even though they're really losing a lot of revenue, but not most of you guys. This is 15% that you can easily grab every single month. It's a lot, guys, and it's really not complicated to do. Like when it comes to Dr. Martens, at the beginning of the video, I don't know if you guys noticed, Adrian at some point, like one of their customer, I guess, spoke about a specific shoe named Adrian. They could have made an email campaign named Meet Adrian, and they speak about Adrian with the same amount of love that this specific customer was speaking about. And this is a great way to build a relationship with your customers and have some kind of mental real estate, and also to encourage them to open the future emails because it's something that's actually fun to read. And lastly, have a good grip of your target audience. You need to really find a way to speak directly to their hearts. This is how you make the most amount of sales. Now, if you're a brand who wants to scale as fast as possible in less than 60 days, guaranteed, or you do not pay, book a quick call with me. This is what I do for a living. So let's strategize something for you. I am not some kind of agency. You're working directly with me. I would love to be your right hand man and put your brand on the right track. Now leave a like and subscribe, and see you on the next episode.